So, we're not just exploring a book today, we're kind of opening up a blueprint. Rick Rubin's The Creative Act isn't really a manual. Think of it more like a therapeutic program for unlocking a whole new way of being. It's like a journey into the source code of creativity itself.
And this quote from Robert Henry, it just sets the stage perfectly. The whole idea is this radical shift in your thinking. Creativity isn't something you do. It's a state of being you can actually learn to live in. And the art, the ideas, the solutions, well, they're just the stuff that inevitably happens when you're in that state. All right, let's dive into phase 1 of this program. It all starts with the foundation, and that's all about fundamentally changing how you see yourself and your relationship with the world around you. Okay, so the first and most crucial point is this. Creativity is not some rare gift for a chosen few. Rubin argues it's a fundamental part of being human. It's your birthright. It's for every single one of us, whether you ever pick up a paintbrush or not. And this is where the whole idea of creation gets way less intimidating. I mean, look at this. You're already doing it every single day. Having a conversation, finding a new way to work to avoid traffic, even just the act of seeing the world. These are all profound creative acts. You're composing your own reality in every single moment. So to help us wrap our heads around this, Rubin uses this great metaphor of the vessel and the filter. The vessel, that's your inner world. It holds everything you've ever thought or felt or experienced. But stuff doesn't just pour in randomly. It has to pass through your filter first, which is your unique consciousness that gives meaning to everything. And here, you can kind of see that process in action. We're constantly being filled by the world, but it's our unique filter that curates what actually gets in and how we make sense of it. And that right there is how we build our entire worldview, the stories we tell ourselves about who we are. Okay, so now for phase 2. This is where that foundation becomes an actual practice. This is all about the actionable tools we can use to consciously tune in to that creative energy that's, always around us. So here are 4 of the key practices Rubin lays out. And these aren't just some abstract ideas. They're active ways to heighten your awareness and get into that state of creative flow we were talking about at the start. Let's start with look for clues. Rubin uses this really cool conveyor belt metaphor for this. Just imagine ideas are constantly flowing past you on a belt. Step 1 is just noticing that the belt is even there. Step 2 is realizing you can reach out and just grab an idea anytime you want. Inspiration is always present. We just have to learn to stay open to it. Now, this is a really important distinction. We often think of distraction as the enemy, right? But Rubin totally reframes it. Skillful distraction, like say going for a drive to solve a problem, is actually a tool. It occupies one part of your mind, which frees up another part to make new connections. Procrastination, on the other hand, that's just avoidance. The whole key is to use distraction in service of the work, not as a way to escape it. And that brings us to phase 3, which is maybe the most therapeutic part of this whole program. This is all about navigating our inner world and making those psychological shifts we need to have a sustainable, creative life. A key mindset here is something Rubin calls connected detachment, and it is such a powerful tool for resilience. It's the ability to view the events of your life, the good and the bad, as if you're watching a movie. You're still the hero of the story, but you're also the observer, not totally lost and sinking into the drama. So think about this for a second. When some unexpected plot twist happens in your life, can you step back and just get curious? Can you take on that observer's perspective and just wonder, what's going to happen next? That little shift alone can change absolutely everything. And this connects to another really profound idea. We are all unreliable narrators of our own lives. You know those fixed stories we tell ourselves about who we are, what we can and can't do? They're often just guesses. And when you acknowledge that, it opens up the amazing possibility that those stories can be changed. So, how do we navigate all this? Well, it's about redefining what success even means. It means detaching from the outcome, the reviews, the sales, the likes, and focusing purely on the act of creation itself. When you can do that, the work can show up in its purest, truest form. And here's one more thought for this phase. What if you completely reframed your inner critic? Instead of seeing your insecurities as these flaws that are holding you back, what if you saw them as a kind of guiding force, a source of unique energy that, if you just listen to it, might actually point you toward your most authentic work? And so, here we are at the conclusion, where we get to synthesize all these phases to perception, the practice, and the mindset into a new integrated way of being. Rubin leaves us with this final beautiful metaphor that really captures the entire philosophy. Forget the idea of having a single static self. Instead, I want you to think of yourself as a prism.
So here's how this prism works. A neutral event, a conversation, a landscape, anything, enters you like a single beam of light. It then passes through all the unique facets of your filter, your memories, your beliefs, your moods. And what comes out the other side is a unique spectrum of color. That spectrum is your art.
And this, right here, this is the core takeaway. The whole process is natural. You don't have to force it or overanalyze it. Your work is simply the light that your unique prism is emitting, right here, right now. It's just an honest reflection of who you are in this moment.
So we'll end with this question. If your entire life is a form of self-expression and you are the artist, what story are you choosing to create?